The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shasheena. Rolle. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, a leading youth organization taking a stand against crime this Whit Monday holiday. The Reach Out youth group spearheading a march and rally today calling for greater community partnership in the fight against crime. Sabrina Brown has the story.
Residents on Grand Bahama braved the sweltering heat as they took to the streets in a march for peace. From the young to the not so young, participants of the Men United March say it is vital that all Bahamians join forces in the fight against crime.
What we want to do is send a clear message that we are not going to tolerate crime in this dear Bahama land. And we want to say to the general public that, if you know about crime, let us know that we want to deal with it explicitly and having to have a good quality of life in respect to the way we live here in the Bahamas,
Just had a violent attack in Port Lakai on the weekend where someone may have lost their sight. Things like this we need to no longer be silent about. Marching sends a message that, enough is enough. Marching sends a message that forward, upward, onward, together.
Just in the last few days, we have had multiple shots fired, people stabbed, and so it tells us that this problem is a fierce one that we are fighting, and no one or two person can combat it. It must be a total community effort. Every sector of our society has to be involved in this fight for us to begin to see a turnaround.
If the churches will come together, you'd be surprised to know what we can do. We need to come together in the body of Christ.
I think this march is very important because we know that we have a lot of issues and we have a lot of talks. But if you could put those talks into positive action, it would be very good.
As we take a stand today against crime, we want to encourage the men of our country to step forward and seek the Lord while he may be found and call upon him while he is near. I applaud Mr. Dudley Said for his effort in trying to reach out.
Minister for Grand Bahama Dr. Michael Darville also endorsing the community initiative.
This is actually something very important for our community because last year we spoke significantly about men coming together to unite against crime and against violence in our community, but also to become mentors for young boys. Today is a pleasure for me to be here to support Dudley because he's doing an excellent work in our community for young men.
Founder of the Reach Out Youth Organization, Dudley Said, says he hopes the annual family event becomes even bigger in the future.
My whole idea for this, Sabrina, is to have this holiday and this Men United March pretty much like corn cracking, where the tourism get involved in this and everyone and families come out. And we want to send a clear message that, there's too much killing. And men, if men unite together, then I guess the kids will follow. And that's our whole message.
The event ended with a rally on Tano Beach. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
In other news, 2 Grand Bahama men injured in a shooting incident over the weekend. Police say the incident occurred around 2 o'clock on Saturday morning. Police received information of gunshots fired in the ghetto area. Officers responded, and upon arrival, they met a male suffering from a gunshot wound to the leg. He was transported to the Rand Memorial Hospital by ambulance. Police say another man presented himself to the Rand Memorial Hospital in a private vehicle with a gunshot wound to the stomach and reported that he was shot while in the ghetto area. Now, police are actively investigating both of these matters and are appealing to anyone with any information that can assist with these investigations to contact them at telephone numbers 350-3107 or 8-911-919 or call your nearest police station. Meanwhile, police are also investigating a stabbing incident that has left a 19-year-old man with injuries. The incident reportedly occurred around 11 p.m. on Friday. Reports say the victim and his friends were in the Port Lakai area when he was attacked by an unknown man and received injuries to his face. He was later transported to the Rand Memorial Hospital by ambulance, where he is listed in stable condition. And tonight, a mother is searching for the answers in the disappearance of her son. Barbara Poitier says her son, 36-year-old Glenroy James Fox Jr., has been missing since March of this year, and she's searching for answers on his whereabouts. She says Glenroy Fox Jr. lives here in Freeport, but in March, he contacted her and indicated that he was off the island.
He called and said that he was in the States, and I asked him how he get in the States. And he was supposed to be in the States at this time, but he said he went there with a friend, and I heard from him again. He called a few times, and I heard from him, and he said that he's coming home. And apparently he called me and he told me to send him some money to get something to try to get back home, and I did it. And he called and he said he's coming home today, and I haven't heard from him since. I started hearing calls from different people. A call from Bimini, a call from Nassau, and a call from a Coast Guard in Miami. The Coast Guard said to me that he have him over there locked up. We checked on it, and he wasn't locked up. The guy called from Bimini and said that when we called and asked about him, he said that he's in the shower, and when he come with the shower, we'll have them to call us. Apparently, he wasn't in the shower. Someone called from Nassau and said that he's there with them, him and another boy, but I don't know who the other boy is.
Now, Poitier says she doesn't know the persons who have been calling her, and that friends of Glenroy have not been able to offer her any information. This worried mother says she has contacted the police on several occasions, but to no avail.
I went there when it first happened, and I gave a report to the police, and that's when the Coast Guard called and said he was locked up. But I hadn't heard anything back from the police after we gave a report from it. And after I went to the States and I checked on it, they said they didn't have him. So I came back and I said, I'm going to go back to the station. I went back there. They said they was going to call me, but I didn't hear anything.
Now, if you can help this family locate Glenroy Fox Jr., you can contact them at 602-0320. That's 602-0320 or 646-5354, or you can call the nearest police station. Switching gears, a total of 15 Cuban migrants processed here on Grand Bahama and transported to the detention center in New Providence. 6 of the migrants were on board a small boat when they were intercepted by the U.S. Coast Guard vessel William Flores somewhere off the Keysal Bank. They were turned over to immigration officers on Friday. Now, the remaining 9 were turned over to the Immigration Department this morning. Reports say they were picked up in the same area by the U.S. Coast Guard vessel Paul Clark on Sunday. They were traveling in a small boat which was deemed to be hazardous to navigation, and so the vessel had to be destroyed. Those 9 migrants were transferred to a Defense Force vessel and then transported to the Lacayan Harbor and handed over to immigration officers this morning. Now, all of the migrants were taken by immigration officers to the domestic section of the Grand Bahama International Airport this afternoon, and that's where they boarded a Pineapple Air flight for New Providence to await repatriation. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.